This is the Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa. You are watching the Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa. This is the Female Show, the show that nails the exceptional stories of females in the agribusiness and food industry. You are watching the Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa.
Hello, everyone. So welcome to the Female Show. Welcome to the Female Show. You know how we do it already. So the Female Show is the only show in the world now that mails the exceptional stories of females in the food and agribusiness industries. Since its inception, I've been bringing you best of the best. And today we are going to chat with an amazing woman doing exceptional thing in Malawi. I will introduce her briefly, but before then, let me ask you to subscribe to Reach More Media if you haven't already. So if you are listening on radio, I know that you will listen every day. Then if you're on YouTube, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, please share and follow us as well. Today is Wednesday and it's 5:15 here in the UK. So if you're watching or listening, kindly share so that people will be inspired by this amazing woman. So briefly, I'm going to introduce her. She was voted Area Agripreneur of 2020. U.S. Trade Hub Exporter to South Africa of 2021, and he was most impactful business of 2019. So her name is Victoria Mwafulirwa, who is an award-winning agri-entrepreneur and the founder and managing director of Holmes Industries Limited. Holmes Industries Limited is an agro-processing company located in Karonga district, all the way in the northern region of Malawi. I love this. So the company was established in March 2015 and works with over 1,500 smallholder farmers in an outgrower scheme that grows sunflower, rice, and granules. Holmes Industry Limited manufactures cold-pressed sunflower oil and peanut flour. It also processes and packages brown and regular white Kilombero rice. Recently, the company added the Holmes peanut butter to its product line. The newly introduced nutritious peanut paste aims at, so if you love peanuts like I do, you have to listen to this part. Okay, so the newly introduced nutritious peanut paste aims at creating employment for the whole family. So if you're thinking of buying from Holmes Industries, you know that you're not just enjoying that peanut butter, you are also creating jobs for other people. Victoria is a communications and supply chain professional. She previously worked as communications and external relations officer as well as supply chain officer for Paladin Africa Farm. Earlier in life, she also worked as news correspondent for SBAC Africa in Malawi. And I got to know her in 2019, I think, Victoria. And we met last year at Ignite 2022. Hello, Victoria. So I will continue with the introduction later, but I can't really wait to talk to this amazing woman doing extraordinary thing in Malawi.
Hello,
Hi.
Nana.
Yeah. How are you doing, Arlene?
I'm great. It's really a pleasure to be here, and very, very excited to share that, to share the details, to share everything. And thank you very much for that very beautiful introduction. I am
And I
really,
can't wait to hear from you.
I can't really, I can't wait either. And I am really, really humbled and grateful at the same time to be here. And also to quickly mention that this is a great platform and great job you're doing in the agribusiness space. And so, yeah, I am happy to be here. Let's do this.
Thank you. So you are the communicator. Talk to me. I know I've introduced you. Is there anything I left out? Is there anything you would want to tell us? Tell your, I mean, those you are impacting 1,500. I mean, you work directly with 1,500 smallholder farmers. That's huge.
That is correct. It is huge.
So tell me about
It
home
sounds
industry.
easy. Yeah, so Homes Industries is, like you said, was founded in 2015, registered officially sometime in May 2016. Founded 2015, registered officially in May 2016. Um, this business started because we saw, or like I saw the need and the gap for good nutritious food. We are always producing the best of the best, but we are still malnourished. The stats are appalling. 37% of stunting and malnutrition, while we still have all these foods around us, is not a pretty sight. And so looking at that gap, I figured we could do something. I could do something. And so it is when Homes Industries was born. Though just prior to Homes Industries being born, I was running a catering business. And it's in that catering business that I actually got deep into the detail of food, where now I had to process my own flour, ingredients, condiments, name it. And so when that contract came to an end, I figured if I, as a caterer, was in short supply or in great need of good quality product, how many others are actually in need of the same? And that is when Homes Industries was born. So Homes Industries was born and started processing cooking oil, sunflower cooking oil, and peanut flour. We call it locally nsinjiro or ntendero in my native language. And so those were the primary products for Homes Industries. Initially, it was to work on these products with an aim of improving not only the nutritional aspect of the lives of the children, but the whole household. But then as we progressed, we figured that it was not only going to take care of the nutrition, but then there was need for economic stability for the household. And so how then are we going to achieve these two and still achieve the goal of taking care of the nutrition for the household? It is when we decided to have an outgrower scheme. We started with about 250 smallholder farmers, and then recruited more and more as we grew. But the 250 farmers that we recruited were given, and still are given to this day, input like seed and sometimes the inoculant and other farming input. But to top it off, we do give them the capacity building. While we can give them all that without the good agricultural practices, then there's nothing that we're going to do, or there's nothing that can be achieved. So people are trained, they're given the capacity building where they are able now to handle their crops from the farm all the way to post-harvest handling. So sometimes you may be aware, Nana, this is Africa, and we have challenges in storage and the handling of all these produce or the harvest that we have from the farms. So it is in that space that Homes Industries aims at covering this whole value chain in that aspect. There are so many players along the line, and we work in collaboration with many others because we cannot provide the extension service on our own. So we partner with other organizations that are willing to enhance the productivity and growth for agriculture. So I think I have touched on how we were born and what we do and where we want to go and the direction we're taking. So pretty much to just sum it up, we're looking at curbing the levels of malnutrition. We're looking at curbing the economic disproportionate numbers that are there. So we're looking at making sure that the women are economically empowered. And obviously, everybody along the value chain should be able to win. And so we are in three value chains: sunflower, rice, as well as groundnut. We have recently added beans, common beans, though our first legume was green gram. And so, yeah, that's how I put some homes industries up to be. Very exciting space to be in, and it's beautiful to see the impact that we bring to the table for the different lives that we are working with. So from the 250 farmers in 2015 or 2016, we are now up to over 1,500.
Wow. Wow, I'm really dumbfounded. So, how did you do it? Because I know it's not easy to do all this. Like you said, we're in Africa, it's tough. How did you do it from 250 to 1,500 and even getting all of them building their capacity? How did you do it?
Um, just be daring. You have to dare. Be daring enough to approach the right people, daring enough to approach the people that would want to enhance and understand your vision. Most of all, also get a team that understands the vision that is there. So from 250 farmers, we continued recruiting. And it was not smooth. When I say we continued recruiting, it's as if it was just, oh, we continue adding on to the numbers. No, some dropped out, some disappointed us. We failed them, they failed us. So it's been a journey up and down until such a time that we now have people that will come to us to say, I want to be a part of the program. While some come for incorporation, some will think, okay, no, maybe I want to drop out, which doesn't really happen in many cases, but it does happen. And then some along the way, sadly, will pass away, they'll pass on. But because they're a part of a community and a household, the members of the family or the kins continue with the membership and everything. When I say membership, it's not like it's paid up, but it's the fact that they belong to a certain grouping that is working on a specific cause. And so we continue recruiting. Minimum criteria is that one has to have a minimum of an acre, or yeah, an acre and above is what will allow you entry into the program, because it is not our land that they are tilling. It is their own land. We only bring in the support that is there. And so with that, and then with the capacity building and with the seed and everything, you find that the common or the average person is not going to afford certified seed. Is not going to afford inputs. Is not going to afford the capacity building that we're talking about. And so with us offering that, it is the reason we're able to amass these numbers of people. There are challenges, of course. I mean, you know how we are financially challenged.
Yeah, so
So
we
we
come,
look
we
at,
will come, we come to the challenges. I know, I know
okay,
definitely that there are
yeah,
challenges. Well, there are people watching us, there are people
yeah,
listening to us on radio, and
yeah,
they like I say, we tell these stories to inspire them. And
mhm,
sometimes many of us think that this journey is all rosy and that so sometimes we
yes,
really need to tell them how it is. So definitely we come to the challenges. But now let's talk about the rosy part, okay?
okay, yeah,
So I mean, I'm very interested in the impact you're making in Malawi. Okay, so from
uh-huh, yeah.
1,500 farmers, and I know that you are processing so it's not only the 1,500 farmers, you also have employees, you also have people you've. So tell me
Correct.
about that journey.
And so you're quite right. We're not just processing, we're not just farming, we're also processing. So we are 10 men strong, a team of 10 people, extension service, marketing service, finance and administration. But because the job we have is quite big, each one of us, despite having our own disciplines, gets into wherever we can. to complement everything that happens. As a startup, as an SME, you just have to make use of the resources that you have. And so we, apart from the team that is there on a permanent basis, which is the 10, we do have temporary people. We do have interns that come for their internships, and they do offer a very, very big hand um, in making us achieve some of the operational goals that that we that we have. And so we have those that are, so of the 10 we have the machine operators, of the 10 we have the extension service providers, of the 10 we have the marketing people, and then there's me, who is just all over the place and just running like a headless chicken. But hey, that's where the fun is. We get lost along the way, we come back, and so that's pretty much how we are composed, or how the team is built and composed. We, as much as possible, want to have a very open-minded set of people that are able to reach out to the people, to the farmers easily, reach out to the customers or the consumers easily, reach out to everybody else as far as the stakeholdership is concerned. And so we try as much as possible to make it easy for everyone, though it is not very easy. In relation to the smallholder farmers, we do work hand in hand with the government of Malawi's extension service, because obviously they are thin on the ground and they are lean. Our coming in are part of the impact that we are having to say, okay, while these government officers go to those areas, the homes industries is able to go to the hard to reach areas where nobody else wants to go. Some people don't want to go there because there's no road, there's no tarmac, there's no water, there's no this, there's no that. But they equally require those services, and that's where homes industries has some of the greatest impact, because then those people feel they are part of an ecosystem and they are not neglected. And because we're able to pave the way for the hard to reach areas, it is easy now to collaborate with the partners that are willing to reach those people but ordinarily cannot. But since we open or pave that way, then you find the partnerships coming in and wanting to help wherever they can. And it also propels us to do more so that we can reach as many farmers as possible. You may be aware the future is agriculture. If we are alive, Nana, let's be serious. Let's be
Let's
honest.
face it.
Let's face it. No
Yeah.
one is going to survive without agriculture. And in the hard to reach areas is where everything great is.
Mm.
But like life has it, there has to be pioneers. We love to be those, because then we are able to reach, get in there, let people see and understand that it can be done. And once you do that, the rest is history. There's more
Yes.
players
Just
trickling
the way
in
it
to
can
come
be
in.
done.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I love the last part. So if you just joined us, we're talking to Victoria from Malawi. She is an award-winning agribusiness entrepreneur, and I'm happy and what's the word I wanted to use again? I'm just happy to have her here on the female show. So if you just joined us, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening on radio, you can listen to us on Richmond Radio live in London. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook. We are now in Malawi. We are talking to Victoria, managing director of Homes Industries. I love the name Homes. Why you want your brand to be in every home? Why did you choose that name?
And that's our tagline, Nana, in case you just, yeah, that's our tagline. Homes Industry is the brand for every home. You will notice the products I've mentioned, and the products that we continue to produce and are still in product development are basic products for any home, irrespective of where you are. If you're going to talk about peanut butter, every home has to have one. So our aim or our vision is to be the one of the biggest whole food producers, or whole food processors, in the globe. or be part of the global players at least. And so every product that we make is at least one product is available, is found in each and every home. It is used in each and every home. And that's why we say the brand for every home. If you don't have the rice, you definitely have the peanut butter. If you don't have the peanut butter, you definitely have the peanut flour. If you don't have that, you definitely, without fail, have the cooking oil. And the list goes on and on and on and
So
on.
what
And
steps are you okay, go on, sorry. So what steps
yeah,
are you like? I know that, I mean, for example, I have peanut butter here, but it's the
mhm.
home industries. Are you making some steps to make sure that every peanut butter, for example, in Malawi, every rice in Malawi has that sticker or that pack? What steps are you taking to make sure?
We are yeah, we are definitely going there. We headed that direction. The biggest constraint is the financial aspect of it. But because we
Yeah,
do not
so I
have
knew
that
you
much
wanted to tell me
money,
about the challenges. Now let's go to the challenge.
yes,
Let's go to the challenges.
because
I know
yeah,
it's super
because it's
difficult to start or
mhm,
even grow your business, especially
mhm.
agribusiness in Africa. So I want to ask you, is it easy? No, it's not. So tell me about
No,
the
no.
challenges.
Okay, so it's easy and it's also not easy.
Mm,
It is easy when you love what you do. You have to love it enough to stick with it. I always equate entrepreneurship or the space that I'm in to a relationship. You know how people try for a relationship to work and they never give up on it. And it gets, so that hard work that is applied in relationships is almost the same energy that you have to have for an enterprise or to build an enterprise like this or like homes industries or any other for that matter. And so it you fall one step forward, 10 steps backwards, but you keep moving because one, you believe in what you're doing. Two, you love what you're doing. Three, you actually see what dumping that agenda can cause to to the people that you leave behind. So imagine homes industries today saying we're closing down, we're no longer going to do this. What's going to happen to our smallholder farmers? When you think of things like those, then you are forced, yeah, you are encouraged to just keep on and keeping on. What's going to happen to those school going kids that are going to school because homes industries is the primary market for their product? What's going to happen to those people, those widows, those single homes, those old old people headed homes or households? What's going to happen to them if we decide that we're going to cut? So when you look at all those things, you don't want to stop because you actually see that in your own little way you are contributing to the progress of different people at different levels. Now, for us to be in every home, in every household, we need to keep on pushing. We have to grow one day at a time, because obviously you may be aware it's not easy to access finance in Africa, in an African setting, especially when you're a startup. A startup cannot go to a financial facility to actually say, I am looking for financing, because they want collateral. You don't have collateral. They want this and that and that and that. Those are things that an average startup does not have and may not have access to in a very long time, because they have to build that traction and then. So there's so many steps to it. But having said that, the joy of being in there is when you actually see that, hey, from all this sweat, we have this product and it is loved and it is demanded. And, from our work, there's kids going to school with clothes on their back. From our work, there's women empowerment going on. Women are saving. We are providing a primary market for the harvest for so many people. So when you look at all those, you'll find that they're the things that propel you to go further. But at the same time, the downside is that it is sometimes draining. Draining when simple things that are straightforward are not being done. The bureaucrats, they ruin it for entrepreneurs. the pessimists, they ruin it for entrepreneurs. And the list is endless, but we always love to talk about the good things, the positive things, because they're the ones that give us the strength to keep going, that give us the strength to actually look at the bigger picture and the light at the end of the tunnel. So we choose to be the ones that are not seeing a dark, bleak tunnel, but the ones that are seeing the light, the little light at that. And that's what we want to keep pushing and keep looking at and driving towards. Yeah.
So obviously it's not easy.
It is not. No, Nana, it is not. And sometimes you don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
You don't want to get up. You don't want to get out of your room. You don't want to do anything. And then people want to get paid. The farmers want to get paid. And a farmer needs their money on the spot.
Because they are
You
working
can't.
for it, aren't they?
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
they don't even, so they don't understand the weight. It has to be. So when you look at all that, there's just those times you don't want to wake up, but you just have to wake up. When you look at the amount of how many people are dependent on you getting out of that bed.
Yeah. So the farmers, the 1,500 farmers who grow. So for example, those who grow the peanut, those who grow the rice, do they get to see the end product? So maybe after
Yes,
processing, do they
yes,
buy
they
or
get,
do you dash them? Do they? Yeah. And when they see,
especially especially the oil. Yes, 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 yes. So rice can be a delicacy for some, but in Karonga, where I come from, or where I am, where my community is, it's a staple. It's normal, but it's one of the best rices. Well, I love to say it's the best rice in the world. Until somebody proves otherwise, it remains as such.
call
But
the name
for the
again.
Kilombero, it's
Ah, okay.
Kilombero. It's aromatic, it's flavorful, tasty, and everything. That all the goodies that come with rice. That's our rice. And so for for cooking oil and peanut butter, those are the ones that fascinate the farmers because they have grown those products and they actually some of them like the lead farmers and everyone they're able sometimes to have access to the factory when we are in production just to appreciate what their crops do, and then some of them will take those products and go and sell them back in their community. So we have that kind of relationship where they have to know what they are eating. They have to understand
I
what
love
they are
that. I love.
consuming, what they're ingesting. So you
Well
know
done,
how it
girl.
is.
Yeah, I love
Thank
it.
you.
I love it because I come from Ghana. You know, the best cocoa comes from Ghana, but then the cocoa
Fact.
farmers don't get to see the chocolate. You know,
Yes, yes, yeah. It's
yeah. So
something like that. Hmm.
it's really important, and I love what you're doing. So you are the managing director of Homes Industry. Some call
Correct.
the CEO. Why are you not the CEO?
Um, I just love to be managing director. Nana, it
So as
feels
a
good.
managing director, what do you do? What is your role?
So I am practically the engineer. Okay, so this managing director unfortunately doesn't have an air conditioned office to sit and chill and direct. No, it's very hands-on at the moment. Maybe in future I'll be able to be, one of those. But I'm not complaining. It's very much hands-on. Distribute and delegate accordingly, but a handhold at the same time so that we are on the same page. So we have an admin and finance and admin person. We have an extension person. Obviously, I may know extension just by reading and practice, but this is a professional, and that's what they do: provide extension service and extension guidance and all that. But after all that delegation and after all that engineering or building that web or team, then we are able now to sit and say, okay, who has done what? Where are we lacking? How do we fix it? Oh, we don't have money, madam. And so because we don't have money, it's not about money. Yes, money is important, but it is not always about money. We can improvise, we can build, we can negotiate, we can, there's always something that comes in as a solution. If we don't have money to uptake or to absorb all the produce, can't we negotiate with these guys? How long is it going to take us to actually to 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 process, sell, and pay the farmers back? So there are things like those where now the team is saying, "Oh, but we can't. We can't." No, no, no. We have to. We're not going to say we can't. We just have to. We have no option but to just do. So as managing director, pretty
So
much is
then it
just
means
to.
as the leader or as the managing director, you really
Mhm.
need some sort of skills, right?
Some sort of skills, yes.
You can't just be the leader because you're the founder.
Exactly,
So you
exactly.
need you
And
need
then,
what are some
I
of the
don't
skills?
know. I don't know, Nana, if I am a leader, but I think coming this far, I want to believe I could be. But anyway, having said that, the tenacity is very important. The vision is very important. The ability to adjust. You have to adjust. You should be able to be flexible. Flexible in the sense that because it's not working this way, doesn't mean it is never going to work. You should be able to flex and make it work in all the right directions. When I say make it work, I don't mean cutting corners or anything. It's food we're dealing with here. But now you should be able to network. Without networking, it's not going to work. Because you have to know who is able to provide a service, or who is going to provide information. So you should constantly seek information, constantly network, update your everything, get into these incubations, these trainings. Look at how we did Ignite. Coming from AWEC, coming from Graka, Michelle Trust, you still have to continue improving on those skills. You still have to continue making it happen and making yourself up to date with everything. But most importantly, you should be able to pass on those skills to the team that you are working with. So when you delegate, you are handing that power to those people, and they feel that they are contributing to the progress or to the growth of the organization. And so you should also, take care of your confidence. You have to build it. It's an ongoing process. Don't give up. You have to just keep on moving.
Yeah, keep on moving. So it seems many of the women who are doing extraordinary things in the agribusiness sector in Africa are coming from Ignite. So
Yes,
if you're a
yes,
woman,
yes.
founder or leader in the food and agribusiness industry and want to have the tools and resources to be able to start or grow your business, look no further. The Ignite program 2023 is on. I mean, the application is on. So please apply. Go to www.igniteafrica.org and apply now to be an igniter. Okay, so now you need some skills. I thought you could just wake up one day and say decide to be a founder. So I know if you are a founder, you are definitely a leader and you need some skills as a leader. Whether you're a board leader or you are whoever a leader, you need some skills. And in your
Correct.
case, you are not only leading your employees, you're also leading the farmers, the 1,500 farmers you're working with. So it's gonna be really difficult. Now people are listening to us on Richmond Media, Richmond Radio in London. People are watching us on YouTube. People are watching us on Facebook. They want to learn. We have young people. We have old people. I have been notified that Dr. Yemi, the CEO of Farah, is watching us. Hello, Doctor. And so people are watching, and some young people want to be inspired. They want to learn from you. Okay. So, what advice will you give to the young people who want to be agribusiness entrepreneurs?
First and foremost, love what you do. Be open to learning. Be able to adjust, flex, be flexible. Learn new things. Most of all, I have a vision and don't bend just because it's hot. Stick in there, hang in there, and see your vision through. Okay, nothing is easy. And because nothing is easy doesn't mean you're going to give up on everything. So if you give up on this vision, what are you going to do next? So stick with it, hang in there, and stick to your goal. Keep the vision. Ask as many questions as you can. Be receptive to advice. You know, the other thing I am seeing is much as we don't want the young ones to not repeat the mistakes we have made, it looks like people are, they love to make their own mistakes. But that doesn't mean we'll stop giving the advice or the input or everything. I have learned, and it has taken me this long to understand that when you start a business, it is not the money that matters. You can have the money when you start the business and blow it in seconds because you just haven't known or mastered how well to utilize those resources. So it is the foundation that you need in the first place before the money, before anything else. But when you ask a young person wanting to start a business or whatever they want to do, they will tell you, I want money to start a business. No, first and foremost, you need that vision, you need that plan, you need that foundation, you need that skill set, and then you can have the money. If you have those, money will come. And then you also have to have the discipline. It's very important. Stick to it. Learn as much as you can. Ask as much as you can. And most importantly, I think just be you and be happy doing what you want to do. Be happy failing because if you don't fail, then you're not learning. Be happy to actually be happy to be different. It's not always lights, camera, and action. Those things come. And they come because you have failed one too many times and you have perfected the art of failing to bring you to where you are.
Victoria, well done.
Thank you, Nana.
Okay, so this is a female show. You are watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Richmond Radio, and also Richmond Media on Facebook. This is Victoria Mwafulirwa from Malawi, and she is doing extraordinary things in Malawi. That's why we are mailing her story today on the female show. So, Victoria, are you mentoring anyone? All the things you're
Yes, Nana.
exceptional things you're doing.
I am. In my little way, I am. I want to believe I am because
And
I have questions. Not a day goes by without getting a question or a phone call for people asking me, how do I get to do what you do? How do I do what you do? How can I get through with this? How do I do that? And how? So it, it's not always in the agribusiness space, but it's just in how people entrepreneurship in general. Where okay, I want to start a business. How do I do this? I want to do agribusiness or agro processing. How do I get to actually do this? So I want to believe I am mentoring some, and there are
right,
some that are under my wing, like directly, but there are those that I answer questions every single day
mm,
on how they can or cannot do certain things.
yeah, yeah. So you are mentoring others. Do you have mentors? Do you have anybody who inspire you? Do you have anybody you look up to in the sector, whether in the
I
sector?
have I have I have several people I speak to.
Right.
If I need financial interventions, if I need financial advice and guidance, I have people I ask. If I need the general, even I do get down. People think I have no dull moment. I do. People think I have no down, how feeling down and blue and all that. I do have those times. And for each and every space I am in, there's someone I actually talk to. And so I will not say that I have one specific person or I have a mentor, like one. No, And so I don't call them mentors either, um, but I know that I have go-to people
People are
in every
inspiring.
aspect. Yeah, in every aspect of the
Okay.
journey.
We have about 3 minutes to go, so I want to delve
Time
into
flies.
your, yeah, we've been enjoying it, into your family life. I mean, if you don't mind, I don't want to talk about
Okay,
my
so very
family in
quickly,
the public space.
not
But
a
then in your,
problem.
uh, you were married, yeah. So how do
I
you,
am married.
yeah, and we know that you have actually told us that this is difficult. We have listened to your journey, and I'm just trying to empathize with you, right?
Yeah,
So how do you juggle work, I mean
it's
business, marriage? You have kids, yeah?
I'm
Okay.
married. I have a daughter.
Yeah.
We have Celeste.
How do
She's
you do
13.
all
She
these
just
things
turned
together?
13,
Because
and
I tell people that parenting is a full-time job. I mean, full-time with overtime, you know? How do
it
you
is.
do this?
Well, I am lucky. I am lucky because I have a great support system, I have to say. Michael, my husband, has been with me and very supportive through and through. And so he covers the other areas that drain me. And so he allows me to focus on the business while he takes care of the other things that would ordinarily divert me or take me away from the business. And so I'm not going to be worried about bills and stuff like that because I have to focus on the business. But at the same time, when I am completely mad and going through that moment where things are not moving my way, but I still have to stick with it, he is my go-to person. And then he's like, oh, you know what? It's going to pass. Just hang in there. This is how you're going to deal with it. Other than that, I've got my family. I've got my family, I've got my friends. It's really a good support system for me. And so I'm really, really grateful and very lucky. My dad is also my go-to person. If I really, really have issues bothering me, he's my first dial. Dad, this is what's going on. And he'll be like, and he'll make it look like it's nothing and it's easy and talks you through it. And after that phone call, you're calm and you're going to focus again. And so, yes, between my husband and all my family members, my mother, my aunties, my in-laws, my friends, and everybody else, there is that web that keeps me solid and
Mm.
grounded.
So
And
it's
of course,
important.
my daughter, yeah, she'll come in and say, "Mommy, that's okay. You'll be fine. It's
Uh,
okay." And then she comes, and then she
how
comes
old
with
is
her own
she?
issues. She just turned 13 in January.
Uh,
So she's a teenager, yes.
yeah.
And yeah, so my mom, my sisters, my dad, my
Mm.
sister-in-laws, my
So
cousins,
it's really
you know how
important
Africa is. Yeah.
to
So my
get that
support system, they are my support system, my friends and all that. So I
right.
do have that. Yeah.
Right. So it's really important to get that support system. I, I love
Very.
that. Yeah, because I mean you can't take it all. So shout out to all the men in the lives of female entrepreneurs. Um,
Exactly.
we know you are supporting us. So they say behind or beside whatever, every successful
Beside.
woman
Hmm.
now is woman. Every
Yes.
successful woman there is a man. I don't
Yes.
believe.
Yes. 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 A good man.
But yeah, we thank you all the men supporting women entrepreneurs, especially because it's really difficult. So thank you for supporting us. This is a female show live on Reach More Radio, Reach More Media on YouTube, and Reach More Media on Facebook. If you just joined us, we are chatting with Victoria from Malawi, an extraordinary woman doing exceptional things in the agribusiness space in Malawi. Victoria, your last words.
Last words. Thank you, Nana, for having me. Can may this agribusiness intervention continue. May this, agribusiness is the future. Can this continue? And I would just like to say to my fellow women, can we get this done? We can do this. Um, we are multipliers. Can we continue to multiply the nutrition, multiply the money, and multiply the the agribusiness space? And most importantly, thank you, Nana, for having me, and especially thank you for the Ignite initiative. I would like to encourage all women of eligible age to actually get into the Ignite program and see what it can do for you, and what it can do for others in return. It's a multiplier effect. And so by you being ignited, you ignite the continent, you ignite your country, you ignite the globe. And so I'll leave it at that and just say thank you.
Thank you to Victoria for coming on the Female Show. Do you export any of your products?
Yes, actually, how did we not talk about that? We do export our products. We're exporting to South Africa, we're exporting to the United States, and we're looking at expanding our export base, and we're looking to take advantage of the after when all these countries ratify and take care of that. We need to take care. We need to take advantage of that, leverage on it, and let Africa trade with Africa.
So there's a large black community in the UK. So you may want to also look into the
I
UK
will look
market and
forward to that.
support.
Definitely, most definitely. I'll definitely. We will take this further, this
Right.
conversation further, and be able to take care of that. Yes.
Definitely we need to. All right. So thank you very much for joining that Female Show. If you want to support or partner or sponsor herbs industry in Malawi, please go to their website, Home Industries, or check out Victoria Mwafulirwa on Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can also contact Richmond Media if you need her contacts, or if you need Home Industries Limited in Malawi. If you need their contact, we will definitely get to you. So they need sponsorship, they need partnership, they need funding to expand their businesses. So if
Absolutely.
you're
Yeah.
whether you're in London, I mean, whether you're UK, whether you're wherever you are, you can still sponsor them or partner them or fund them.
Correct.
All right. So thank you very much for
Absolutely.
watching the Female Show. My name is Adjoa Sifa Amponsah. You were watching live from Richmond Media on YouTube. Richmond Media from Facebook, and you were listening to Richmond Radio in London. Thank you very much, and see you next week.
Thank you.